so it's 5:30 in the morning, and thanks for that car. Okay, so it's 5:30 in the morning. I'm just leaving the track now. I'm running a little bit late, but we're going Bedford Autodrome again today, and I'm going to my friend's house now. We're going to get there in the later convoy. I'm not actually taking my car out on track, but we have the Civic, we have probably the M3, and that's about it today. But it should be really fun. Running a little bit late, so I'm gonna set the sat nav up, and then I'm gonna head straight off. I should be at 6, and it will probably take about half an hour. So I'm gonna get there hopefully bang on time. So let's head off now, and I shall see you guys when I get there. Okay, so we just got to Bedford Autodrome. We're sitting outside the trackside suite over there, and we've just seen our cars turn up. All's good at the moment, and hopefully the Civic passes the noise test, which is always the problem with the Civic. The BMW will always pass, and yeah, let's hope this all goes well. We can get on track soon, sign on, be ready to go.
I was fine when you held my hand. I was fine when you pulled me down. You said the stars would answer. You said our prayers were written down. I was fine when you pulled me in. We were forced to be human, and then the world came after, and I had never questioned it. And they said it was wrong.
Got Damo in the car here. Just finished the briefing now. We got our bands on. Yeah, you got your bands. Damo's driving. He's a G.
Well, if I don't get cut short.
If he doesn't get caught short. Hopefully he doesn't crash. You ready for this?
I think so.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so we've just done the briefing. We're waiting for Tom now to go over to the cars, and hopefully they're washed already by now, and we can go straight to the pit lane and get ready for the track. Cars are all waiting to go. Sighting laps are done now. Nice RX-7, McLaren, Alpha, Caterham.
Okay, yeah. Right, I'm ready. I'm ready.
Carrera GTS. Little Clio, Boxster. These are the garages, people pulling in. Okay guys, so this is my first and only go in the BMW, and it was kind of just after lunch, so the tyres were still cold and they're a little bit skiddy, so I was just warming them up a little bit. But normally as soon as I go straight out on track, I normally start doing it a little bit hard straight away, which is kind of bad, but I do try and warm up the tyres a little bit, so the first lap is a little bit squirrely. But the BMW is just so well set up. Compared to all the other cars, it just makes all the other cars seem so slow, because it's got a really good, decent amount of power. There's nice sticky tyres on there, good suspension, literally everything's done, and it feels so nice. If you have the traction control off, it's just really kind of responsive. If it starts to slip, you can bring it back nice and easily. And so I had a little go in the VTS just before this as well, before lunchtime. That was quite fun, the little Saxo VTS that we had with us. It was really skiddy all over the place, and it wasn't very fast, but that was so much fun. The BMW is a bit more of a serious car, as you can probably see by the stuff I'm overtaking, but even when I watch these clips back, I always think it looks really slow. But honestly guys, we are going really fast. We're going up to about 140 by the end of this straight here, and then putting it in fourth and kind of starting to go back on the throttle through those corners. And you guys can see how fast it is by the kind of cars that I'm overtaking, and I've really started to kind of, I've driven this a couple of times on a few track days that we've been on and stuff like that. I'm really starting to get used to the power delivery. The first thing I couldn't get used to with the BMW was the accelerator pedal is floor mounted, and I've never really driven a car on track with a floor mounted pedal, so heel and towing was a little bit of an issue at first, but I started to get used to it and it was really good. But as I was driving about, I'd say 3 or 4 laps, probably about 3 laps in, I started to notice the temperature creeping up, and we had a little issue before which I'm actually going to put after this clip, and it's where the fan cowling is kind of rubbing against the fan because it kind of moved. We had to install a new radiator because the old one got a hole in it, and then so the cowling has moved and it wasn't attached properly, so we had to cable tie that back, and that was causing it to overheat because it was rubbing on the viscous fan. But we got that sorted out, or so we thought, and then I went out and it started to overheat. But I kept on going a little bit. I was taking it a little bit easy until I saw a red Evo, which you'll see kind of come at the end, and I just had to overtake the Evo. So, but you guys can see, I hope you guys can see how fast this actually is, and how much I'm kind of getting used to the car. But I got I didn't get many drives in this track day. I got the drive of the BMW, and I've got a drive of the Saxo VTS. We didn't get a chance to go in the Civic, as you'll see later on. The driver who took it out first basically hit the limiter right next to a noise tester and got the car black flagged, so no one could drive it, which was a bit of a shame, but stuff like that happens sometimes, especially with the Civic, because it's a race car. The noise levels are raised a bit, we're on the races, and we don't really want to quieten it down and kind of upset how it is at the moment, because it is really fast and really nice at the moment. We don't want to kind of mess up any of the flow in the exhaust and stuff, so yeah, we just try and not go anywhere near the limiter on track days and stuff, especially at Bedford, because it is one of the quieter tracks, and we did have the muffler in it as well, the little kind of push-in muffler at the back. But anyway, back to the BMW. As you guys can see, it is super fast, and this Caterham, normally Caterhams don't even give me any hassle. They kind of, they're good around the corners and they're fun and everything. I don't know if it's driver or this one had a really nice engine, but for some reason I thought I'd overtake him on the straight. As you guys see, we just all three of us, this Evo, the Caterham and me, overtake this Skyline with not too much difficulty. So that Skyline was pretty fast, and you can see just kind of fly past it, and I was surprised at what was in this Caterham, and it probably felt a hell of a lot faster in that Caterham than it did in the BMW. The BMW I always find it doesn't feel like you're going that fast because it's so well set up, and also it's BMW, so it feels like you're just cruising along everywhere you go. But it is a really awesome car to drive, and you go so fast. I feel like it does require effort to drive, but like nowhere near as much as the Civic, but you're not having to work for it as much, and I feel like more people could actually get in and just drive it fast, which means it's an awesome car. But you guys can see we're starting to come up here to the end of this clip, but we passed the Evo on this little straight before the hairpin. Just kind of, I try not to get too close to people on the braking zones, so I hesitated a little, but then I saw that he was kind of letting us past, I think. So I give people as much room as I can in the corners and the braking zones and stuff. I don't want to try and late brake people into the corners and upset them. But yeah, you can see the Caterham then moves over for me, and right after this lap I then just pulled into the pits. Okay, so the BMW has just come in from a few laps, and there is a slight issue with it. I'll show you guys this. Yeah, it's all the way on hot. So we got the hit blower on at the moment, but the viscous fan wasn't spinning, and I don't think an electric fan was either. So I'm not too sure. It's contacting on the housing. Because I think the radio.
No, this needs to go forward. Please stop. Can you hold you?
Where's the mounting? Cable ties.
Cable ties.
Cable ties. Okay guys, so we've had another little problem. The EK has been sent off track for good because Tom, the first one out, has he hit the rev limiter, which I told him not to do, near one of the sound testers, and yeah, now that car's not available to drive. Yo.
You might want to video this.
There's something going on in there.
Oh my God! Now don't be a dick, Sim.
Let's get some HC. Let me just get some flashlight.
What is that? Oh, it's an airbag.